Hi, my name is Werner Gruner. I'm partner at Portugal Golden Visa, managing the Portugal office based out of Lisbon. Today we are starting a new video series about how to invest in the Portugal Golden Visa through the fund route for beginners. Now, why do an investor need an independent fund advisor like Golden Visa? Well, for several reasons. First of all, this is a tailor-made investment and analysis. So it depends always on each investor's risk profile and the sectors that they like and the sectors that they don't like. Second, there are over 50 funds available in the market, so a lot to choose from. Third, you need to analyze what are the best options according to different specific criteria that the investors have. We need to prepare a short list based on liquidity, diversification, annual dividends, growth, according to various scenarios. Fourth, we need to analyze these different short lists and prepare a short list of the short list. Then we need to organize calls with the fund managers together with our investors and analyze the investment strategy, the exit strategy, the ongoing fees. And then last but not least, we need to prepare different investment options, baskets, so that combinations, so that the investors have different options to choose from according to their profile. So if you would like to have an independent advisor on your side vetting all the available options in the market, contact us at Portugal Golden Visa. We will gladly support you throughout this investment journey.
Hello, my name is Madalena Monteiro from Liberty Legal. We are a legal services provider based in Lisbon, and we are ready to assist you throughout the whole process. Let's start with speaking about opening the bank account and creating the tax number for you. This is two things that have to be done in order to start any investment in Portugal. To create the tax number, we always need to receive from you your passport and a recent proof of address. This will allow us to deal directly with the tax authorities and get your number within 2 or 3 working days. After that process is concluded, we start with opening the bank account for you. This is something that can also be done 100% remotely. All we need from your side is to demonstrate to the bank very clearly the source of funds. We need to show that how you have accumulated the amount of money to do this investment, and we have to give them a clear picture about how these funds were accumulated over your life.
Hello, I'm Duarte. I'm a fund manager and partner at Blue Pro Capital. I'm here to help you with the Know Your Client and investment procedure after you opened your bank account in Portugal. The Portuguese Market Commission imposes some requirements to fund managers in terms of onboarding of clients. All starts with the Know Your Client form. The Know Your Client serves the fund manager to understand the details and know better its clients, and also for us to register all that information. Then we have 2 documents, the subscription form and the investor profile. On the subscription form, you will need to detail how much you will invest, the bank where you are going to deposit the fund shares, and also the origin of funds that you will use to perform your investment. The investment profile form will give us the information in terms of risk appetite that the investor has in order to classify better the investor. If you have all this documentation ready and in hand, you are able to have an onboarding procedure that will take between 1 week and 2 weeks.
So now that you have concluded your investment, the next stage is to submit your Golden Visa application. We start with collecting your documents, your and your family's documents, and we will upload them, all of them, in the online platform of the Immigration Office. We have to pay a government fee, and we wait until we receive a notification that all of you should come to Portugal to deliver your biometric data. Obviously, as lawyers, we will assist you throughout that process. This appointment can happen anywhere in the country, and we will go there with you. We need to deliver the picture, fingerprints and signature, pay the decision fee, and then wait between a month and 2 months to receive the residence permits. These residence permits, they will be valid for 2 years. They have to be renewed every 2 years, and we need to demonstrate during that process, that timeline, that you have spent in Portugal 7 days in the first year and then 14 days in the subsequent 2-year period. Obviously, you also need to maintain your investment throughout this period.
Hello everyone, my name is Guilherme and I'm a partner at Oxy Capital. So right now you may be thinking, how can I track the performance of my investment? So there are several ways to do that. On a standard basis, you can check the performance on your bank account every quarterly or semi-annual basis, or you can check the reports that the fund manager is mandated to share with you every year at least, or on a semi-annual basis, quarterly or monthly, depending on the fund manager. It's specific on these reports, at least one of the reports is audited, so it allows to have transparent information. And one important thing to mention is also, in some cases, even the valuation is published on the regulator's website or on some other platforms like Bloomberg or Morningstar. So if you need any help or if you have any questions, please contact us for more information. Thank you.
So now that you have completed your 5 years from the moment that you have submitted your application, we are able to make the submission of your process in the Civil Registry. We have to collect evidence that you will be legal residents in Portugal for the past 5 years, and this is by getting a certificate from the Immigration Office. And we also need to demonstrate to the authorities that you have sufficient knowledge of the Portuguese language. And this is either by passing an A2 Portuguese level test or attending a course that is certified by the government as an eligible course and has a duration of 150 hours. We upload all the documents also online, and we wait until you, in the end, ultimately reach your goal, which is obtaining an European passport and be able to travel and live anywhere within Europe. So if you have any questions about this process, feel free to reach out. I'm happy to guide you throughout all of it.
Hello, I'm Michael Maxwell, the founder of Portugal Panorama, an investment platform of unique golden visa opportunities, not only in Portugal, but also in Italy. The Portuguese program, one of the wonderful things about it, is the easy access or route to citizenship. It's a 7-day-a-year minimum stay, and let's assume you've got to the end of your time of your golden visa journey, which is 5 years. You then have the right to apply for citizenship, having shown that you've got sufficient working knowledge of the Portuguese language. And at the moment, that is taking, say, 1.5 to 2 years. But in reality, investors coming into the program need to understand that they're on a 7-year journey here. 5 years for their golden visa, where they need to meet, say, the 7-day-a-year average, so a holiday a year essentially, and then waiting for the passport. Then you're in that wonderful position of holding a European citizenship, where, of course, you'd know it's a citizenship that almost, if you had the keys to a block of flats, you'd be able to open the front door, but also every apartment in there. It would give you full living, working, studying rights across all of Europe. The question is now what to do with your investment. And most golden visa funds are structured with this in mind, okay? And it's important to be aware of that. And one of the questions you should ask at the beginning when looking at a golden visa fund is, what are your exit strategies? And any good fund should have this well covered. They should have multiple exit strategies ideally, and it should become something quite fluid. That could be from a large event such as an IPO, to a family office deal, to a private equity deal where they're looking to move on their portfolio. It could be through a Euronext listing potentially as well, which could bring in liquidity into the fund, or indeed some funds are structured as open-ended funds where it's a matter of identifying your need to exit to your fund manager, and they've got the arrangements in place to make that happen. So after 7 years, typically investors are in a position where they're able to exit, having retained their golden visa for 5 and then successfully exited with a passport. At this stage, investors are able to disinvest from their chosen fund, which means that one of the first questions you should ask any fund selection process is, what are your exit strategies? How are you going to manage that? And that could be in a multitude of ways. And in fact, many of the better funds have many exit strategies in place, a mix of buyback, possibly an IPO, private equity deal, family office deal. There's quite a lot of flexibility in there, and you should have more than one ideally. And then of course there are some open-ended funds where it's a much more simple process, funds that would be investing into Portuguese listed equities or possibly even Portuguese corporate bonds. And something I would leave you with is that there's no better time than the present to get started on this journey. It is 7 years. You are looking at some age restrictions with regards to dependents possibly coming into play as well. And golden visa programs are fleeting and fickle at the best of times. They're constantly in flux and they're constantly changing. And well, you wouldn't want to miss out on this once in a lifetime opportunity of securing such a legacy investment for yourselves, your children, and future generations to come.